Selecting and nurturing talent in the workforce is one of the most important ways successful firms gain advantage over competitors and win the war for talent. Interviews are the most common approach used for selection processes. My name is Sam, and I'm here to teach you the essential principles and techniques to enable successful, productive, and fun interviews to be conducted. Even if you don't have a background in human resources, we'll illustrate the 3 stages of interview with corresponding suggestions that you need to pay attention to. By the time that you have finished this video, you'll have everything you need to know and find and hire the best talent available. The selection process is all about assessing and choosing the right candidates who will grow the company to provide value and develop its human capital. There are 2 main schools of thought regarding the selection process: the predictivist approach and the constructivist approach. A predictivist approach attempts to predict future job performance by analyzing their past job performance in order to fit a person with a job, while a constructivist approach looks at how the candidate's performance in the selection process to fit them with the team and the organization. There are many different ways of assessing an employee. I'm sure that you can think of a few right now. Your first thought probably is face-to-face interviews. Interviews are very popular in the hiring process as it allows firms to measure one's non-cognitive skills such as leadership and interpersonal skills. However, despite their vitality in making potential employees feel welcomed into the company, later on we will assess their unfavorable validity compared to recently developed assessment techniques such as aptitude and personality tests. Regardless of how the assessment process is organized, you need to ensure good interviews are conducted to make sure the best talent is hired and retained. The stage is mainly about preparation. The first step of hiring new employees is preparing for the interview. The company should prepare a job analysis, which sets out the tasks and responsibilities the job will contain, as well as the personal qualifications necessary to perform the job and the conditions under which the work is conducted. This will provide the interviewer a general idea of the sort of person that would best fit the job and work environment. Additionally, running a job analysis provides fundamental information to create task-related questions that would be used in the actual interview. To receive the CVs from the candidates, a shortlist needs to be created from their CVs. However, a few conclusions should be drawn at this stage, as CVs can be unreliable due to how self-reported they are. Furthermore, in order to maintain fairness, the name and gender of the candidate should be deliberately covered to avoid subconscious ethnicity and gender bias.
The second stage is the actual interview, and now I'm going to show you examples of both good and bad interviews. A well-conducted interview is structured and formal. This means that it follows specific format and the questions being asked to the candidates are standardized, relevant, and enables one to measure their competency. A study has confirmed that structured interviews have higher validity for predicting candidate job and performance. While interviewing, it is better to have face-to-face meetings as this allows better communication between yourself and the interviewee. It helps observe candidates' body language during personal interrogations, and more in-depth information can be obtained. During the time, you should ask situational, behavioral, and competency-based questions, as all are predictive of the candidate's future success. Those questions can be linked to the particular skills and tasks required in the job analysis. Here is a short demonstration of how good interviews might look like.
If a conflict occurred during a team project, how would you deal with the situation? How would you describe your leadership style or work style? Describe a situation where you led a team. What do you think about the new product Arrival recently released?
By asking those questions, you are actually taking a predictivist approach, which attempts to predict future job performance by analyzing candidates' past job performance. This will help find the suitable candidate that fits the particular job. In addition, you should take notes on what the candidates have said during interviews, and be used as material to rate their scores in terms of teamwork skills and communication skills. This will make the post-interview comparison process easier. A badly conducted interview, on the other hand, is untrusted and informal. Additionally, during unstructured interviews, questions vary from candidate to candidate and differ across the interviews. The interview questions in this situation are often casual and open-ended.
I mean, I've interviewed 30 other people today. Like, why should I hire you? I mean, have a look at this guy, this guy, this guy. Okay, tell me your best joke.
It is bad to rely on your own instincts to choose the proper candidate, which has poor validity because psychological mechanisms such as the primary effect may occur, which is to judge a candidate based on first impression and influence the interview outcome. Once the interviewing process is over, it's time to make a decision. The most helpful tools at your disposal are the notes and scores gathered during the interview stage, comparing the data with the job analysis and between candidates to select the most appropriate one. Also, you need to take some time to evaluate whether your interview techniques were effective so that the right candidate is recruited. This can be done through calculating a candidate's predictive validity. You can compare the scores they received in the intake process with their performance once they have started their job. You can use this feedback the next time you are hiring a new employee. If the predictive score is low, then you should revisit the methods used in past interviews to find better ways to conduct later interviews. If the score is high, you can consider approaching interviews in a similar way in the future. Finally, be sure to contact the candidates who are not selected and politely give feedback on their performance. It is vital that candidates do not feel hurt and resentful for being passed over. Now, time to sum everything up. Here are the key points of how to conduct a good interview. Be prepared before an interview, creating a job analysis, CV screening, and think about job-related questions. Number 2, conducting a constructed face-to-face interview. Number 3, asking exactly the same questions to each candidate. Number 4, asking situational, behavioral, or competency-based, biographical or knowledge questions that is relevant to the job. Number 5, taking notes and assign scores to all the candidates. Number 6, compare the scores and notes between candidates and to the job analysis. And lastly, number 7, evaluate your interview method aftermath. Thank you for watching.